Hi, everybody. It's Sandra Pelly, the Sandini, Inner Dragon Transformation Specialist, the Dragon Ally, and the Galactic Shaman. I am very excited to have my guest, Marian Egan, here today. She is a beautiful soul who I met about a year and a half ago. Actually, I think it's almost 2 years ago now, isn't it?
It probably is. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
probably is, isn't it? Wonderful. We're doing a spring equinox gift giveaway, and Marian is one of the contributors. She's a global award winner, international speaker, author, artist, energy healer, course creator, healing card deck creator with over 30 years as a holistic practitioner. Marian Egan transfers lives by addressing the root causes of physical, emotional, and mental pain, combining over 10 professional modalities including kinesiology, emotion code, and NLP. She empowers individuals to heal themselves. She's the creator of the Healing Card Deck series, and in those, she blends art and healing with hand-painted imagery and frequency-based messages. Her tools and courses, accredited by the International Kinesiology College, offer fast, effective self-healing. And I absolutely love that because it's so true. I've been a participant in courses with you. I've been on the beautiful receiving end of some of the frequencies and healing cards, and I actually own one of the decks as well. So, yes, hello.
Hello, Sandra. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate that.
For sure. We're going to have a little bit of fun here today, and I've got a couple get to know you type of questions. So I'm going to share my screen and let's see what the first question is. They're fun, don't worry. They're fun. Okay. So what's something people most often misunderstand about you?
I think the most often thing that they misunderstand is that I am going to heal them, whereas my method is that I empower them to heal themselves. I give them the tools to enable them to heal themselves. So that's because people, when they come to me, they think, oh, I've heard about Marian. She does great things, and she's going to fix me. Marian doesn't fix anybody. Marian teaches people how to heal themselves. And that's so empowering, because then the person has the tools ongoing to continue the healing process.
That's right. I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
And it's so true. I Marian shows up in your life just when you need her, and even the frequencies do. I have to tell you a funny little story. I did some work with Marian, or Marian did some work with me, where she was empowering me with the tools and suggested how I wore the frequencies. And probably about 2 weeks later, I'm out for a walk. It might even have been 2 months later. I'm unclear, but I'm out for a walk across the road from my house, and I look on the ground, and there's this set of numbers, and it happens to be the frequencies that Marian had given me. In fact, they were literally the ones, they were in my handwriting and everything, but they showed up again just in a moment when I personally needed them, and I was able to use them again to empower myself to help continue my healing journey. So I love that. Um,
Wow.
very
That's
powerful.
wonderful. Yeah.
Man, oh man, my allergies. Uh-oh. Let's go on to the next question.
Okay.
What's a funny or embarrassing moment that you can laugh about now?
Okay. Well, it's going back many years. And the children were very, very small, probably about uh, 5 and 6 year olds, and I'm dropping them to school, but I was feeling very low. My energy was low. I was low. I had been knocked down by a car a few weeks earlier, so I wasn't in the best of form. But I didn't want to bring the kids to school, and I didn't want to go outside. But anyway, I got up and I went, and it's a drive to school. So I drive to school, and there's cars parked everywhere. There's cars on the right and on the left, and there was nowhere to park. So because we were stopped in traffic, I decided I'd let the kids out and put them. I saw them onto the footpath, and then the man behind me started beeping his horn really, ferociously. the traffic had moved and I wasn't in the car. So I ran back, lucky I'd left the door open, jumped in, closed the door. I was sitting in the back seat of the car. It was one of the kids left the door open, and I was so distraught. I didn't see it was the back seat. So here am I in the back seat of the car, and I go to get out, but the child lock is on, so I can't get out. So then I had to crawl over and big headrests, and I had to crawl over. Eventually, I got myself into the car seat, and I looked in the mirror, and the man behind me, he was bent over in tears of laughter, right? So that made me laugh. So here was I going out, feeling so down and out and so, sorry for myself. And then I started laughing, and I laughed so much that I cried with tears of laughter. So that was very funny. So
I
that was
love that story. That's so beautiful. It brought a smile to my face and a feeling. I could just imagine the feeling of, oh my gosh, what have I done, kind of thing, and I'm in the wrong seat.
But that just goes to show how stress can disable us. I mean, it's the very difference between the front seat, the driver's seat, and the back seat. I didn't see the difference I just saw the open door and I ran for it and I jumped in. So stress does, not very nice things to the body. So that's
No,
my
thank you.
incident.
Thank you for sharing that story with us.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready for another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's a personal or professional goal you're currently working towards?
Oh, that's wonderful because it's only in the last couple of weeks that you know the story of how I started doing my card decks and how they came about and how out of pure and utter desperation they came about. Well, equally, this was the same sort of scenario, but it wasn't desperation, it was pure and utter inspiration. And I was given this inspiration, and Sandra, I am so grateful for it, that I did a painting for it. And so the name of the painting I've called Orbit Sanctuary, because this concept I've created now is going to be absolutely massive. I thought when I saw the effects of my healing card decks, I thought they were amazing. This is equally going to be more amazing. The outcome that I'm going to be able to help people with. So I called it Orbit Sanctuary because it's literally going to allow people to lift off, but they're going to lift off into a sanctuary where they'll feel at peace. They will be able to shed the burden of what's holding them back and holding them down and not being able to move forward. So I'm really excited about that. I'm trialing it myself at the minute and it's working. So, but it's going to be amazing, absolutely amazing. So Orbit Sanctuary, watch this space. That's
Wow, I could feel your real heart and your compassion and the passion project that this is for you.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah,
powerful.
absolutely. And when I did this painting, it was when I looked at the painting and the energy from it, and the painting can be seen on my YouTube channel. If anybody wants to go in and look at it, it's called Orbit Sanctuary.
Say what your YouTube channel is as well, please.
Oh, it's Marian Egan Transformation Health
Yeah,
is the
I
YouTube channel.
beautiful. I highly recommend you go check her out on YouTube. I love, love, love watching you in creative mode on there. So thank you so much for sharing that process that you go through when you're doing it. I know it's all sped up, of course, but it's
Yeah.
such a beautiful tribute to the work that's coming through you that you're channeling.
Yeah, and the inspiration I got for this was, I use my hands when I paint, but I got the inspiration to cut some twigs from the garden, and I just wrapped an elastic band around the twigs, and I painted with them. So I brought nature into. Oh, you'll love this. I brought nature into the painting, and then in the middle of the painting, I put this dragonfly right in the middle of the painting, and I'm wearing my dragonfly earrings too today.
I
So
love it. I
yeah.
love that. Yeah, I'm very much about dragonflies because the dragonfly is the inner child. So I love that. And I just did a painting with you the other day and with one of your classes that you held. I haven't revealed it to you yet, but it's so exciting to be able to do things with our fingers again, like we did as child, working in the mud or whatever. And I love that you brought in the nature element into that. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah,
it's exciting.
it is. Let's go on to another question.
Okay.
What's a spiritual or mindful practice that keeps you grounded?
That's a wonderful question because it was when I started doing, when I created my cards, I needed to know how they worked. So what I did was I took a notebook and I put down number one and I set my intention for the day and I chose three cards for the day. And I've been doing that every day. There is an exceptional day that I might miss out, but practically 7 days a week I do that. And the other day, Sandra, actually last week, I pulled card number 4,500 for myself. And the interesting thing was it was called Trust, and it came about at the same time when I got this inspiration to do this painting Orbit Sanctuary. So I'm very, very excited about that. And a few weeks prior to that, the card number 4,000 was called Impact. And the card, it's a new deck I've created. I've just created another new deck. And it's called, the card was called Impact. And it said, virtually, look at the impact that I'm having on myself, but also on the people around the world. And I'm just so grateful for that, that's my spiritual journey. I do that every day. I sit and I connect to spirit and I ask for guidance and healing. And for everyone I speak to, including myself, that there's an impact that I make with myself and with those I come in contact with.
I am in awe, and thank you so much again too for sharing this part of your life. For myself, I set an intention at the beginning of this year. So I am on day 67 of pulling mantra cards or saying mantras and pulling cards. And whether it's a pulled card or whether it's a book oracle, I can vouch for the impact that it's having on my life, which is
Yes.
massive. And then also too that because of who I am and how I work with my community, that impact is also being shared out with them and it's having this beautiful ripple effect. This is your third or fourth deck?
Um, I've done four hand painted images of decks, but the last one I created is deck number 12.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I know it's to do with that painting, that orbit, it's just kind of blown up into a massive creation of my work and what I'm doing, And this latest deck is going to be very impactful because I've called it Skinny Mini Me. So it is to help with shedding the weight of what is holding us back from moving forward. I'm using it on myself. This is what's working with me right now. I'm using it on myself and it's so powerful. I just can't wait to share it when the time is
I,
right.
I'm so glad we got together on this get to know you call because I didn't know that. I love the title of this deck too.
Skinny mini me.
I have one last question.
Okay. What's your favorite type of weather and why? I think my favorite type is nice and dry and mild. And I love the sun. When the sun is out, because I'm an artist, when the sun is out, I just see the light and the shadow of everything around me. And it just brings the whole world to life. I'm also a cyclist, like yourself, I'm a cyclist. So getting out on the road, although sometimes it's quite dangerous on our roads here, they're so tiny, the roads. But I just love that being out and, in freedom and having that sun on your back as you're cycling along. I love it.
So
But I
true.
think it's the artist in me seeing the light and the shade on the trees and that. Yeah.
So true. I'm Canadian and Marian's from Ireland. Okay, I could it's Irish is the word I was attempting to say. You're from Ireland and you're Irish. Yes.
And our
I,
roads are so tiny here, you know. I mean, even the road I live on, only one car can come down my road. If there's cars coming both directions, they have to wait for one to come up and the other to go down. It's crazy.
yeah. Well, and yeah, I mean we can go off on a whole tangent about uh the historical like just like the way things were created back when they were created, and it is what it is, right? Like
Yeah,
North America is so new in comparison to some of the other countries like the UK, Ireland, and over into, Belarus, Lithuania, and places. Yeah,
Italy, yeah, all those, yeah. You
exactly.
know,
Europe, yes.
yeah, those
Yeah,
little streets, they're so quaint and everything, but that's the history, and you know, that's why it's lovely to see what it used to be like, you know, and living in that environment must have been well, as a visitor to a country, it's always intriguing to see the little laneways and alleyways, you know.
I love that. Marian is a contributor in our spring equinox gift giveaway. If you're catching this during the giveaway, then please do check out her gift on the gift page. If you're catching this after the giveaway, do know that Marian Egan has her stuff available. You can look for her on YouTube, and also too there'll be information under this when I have this on YouTube as well. So your gift is the gift of life changes. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, well, what I did was I put five of my cards together from my second deck, which is called I Dreamed a Dream, because again, it's very powerful when you use it, you know. Like this morning, I felt this morning I'm not going to be able to get out of bed this morning. I just felt so unwell. But Marian does what Marian does best. I use my own gift on myself, and you know, here I am. And it's amazing. This is the wonderful thing about frequencies, Sandra. The frequencies, when they're turned off in your body, you feel pretty lousy, you know. But when you switch them on for the intention that you set, it's like flicking on the switch, you know, you're turning the light on, you can see where you're going. And I feel so much better now. And I honestly thought I'm not going to be able to get out of bed today. So it works. And I'm just so grateful to have been given the opportunity to create it and bring it to the world. So there are five cards with five images, five messages, and five frequency numbers that people can use. Yeah, but set an intention of what do you want to achieve before you use the message and the frequencies.
Love it. Love it. I'm so excited because any chance I get the opportunity to work with your frequencies makes a big world of difference in my world. I love that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're
Yeah,
here to share that with the people who are listening.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marion, for being here to do this with me today.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me. I appreciate you too. Thanks, Sandra.
Thank you.